Hey guys, welcome back to another Pokemon challenge video where today I'm going to be doing Pokemon Fire Red but using only gifted Pokemon only. And what I mean by that is Pokemon that the game gives you, not Pokemon you catch. I'm not allowed to catch any Pokemon. So examples of this are the starter I'm obviously allowed to use, the Eevee, the Lapras, etc. And there's not that many gifted Pokemon. So the rules for this challenge are no catching Pokemon, not allowed to use caught Pokemon in battle, but I am allowed to use some caught Pokemon for HM slaves in the beginning. Other than that, I'm not allowed to catch any single Pokemon. So yeah, that's basically the rules. Hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please do like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And let's just get on with the video. Now, I choose the best starter from Gen 1 is Bulbasaur. It's going to come real handy for Brock and Misty. And Bulbasaur is just my favourite Pokemon if you didn't know. So that is why I choose it. Bulbasaur is number 1, now and forever. So we're going to quickly defeat the rival here with his silly Charmander. Oak's going to be getting in the way, but it is what it is. And I want to see just how well this challenge goes. And I've also tried a different editing style. I've tried to trim it up, trim it down, try and make it so it's not such a long video and it's a bit different than the solo runs and a bit more entertaining for you guys to watch. So I hope you enjoy that too. I think it looks okay, but let me know in the comments below. And with that tackle, we have defeated Charmander. Now let's go on to Brock. Now Brock is, as you know, going to be super easy with Bulbasaur. He sends out Geodude. We're just going to go straight for Vine Whip. And it's a one shot. Down goes Geodude. Next out is going to be the Onix. But Onix don't stand no chance against the almighty Bulbasaur. Another Vine Whip. And down goes the Onix. First badge done. Let's go. After beating Brock, we can actually get our next Pokemon, which for 500 Pokédollars is a very beautiful Magikarp. That is our second Pokemon of this run. This Magikarp is going to be good, let me tell you. It's going to be good. It's going to be very good. Bulbasaur then decides to evolve into an Ivysaur, which is fantastic. I love all kinds of Saurs here. We then proceed to Cerulean City to challenge Misty for the Cascade badge. And I'll start off with Magikarp just to get in some of that switch training because, you know, Carp's got to level up. Anyway, Ivysaur comes out to then proceed to deal with Staryu. And of course, Starmie. We then go to battle Rival 2. Let's see how this goes. He starts with Pidgeotto. Ivysaur then proceeds to knock out the Pidgeotto, and the Charmander, and the Abra, and the Rattata. Good work, Ivysaur. Well done. Now you rejoin me in Surge's gym, and I didn't show the rival battle on the SSM because it would have been the same thing. Ivysaur one-shotting all his Pokemon, and we've just seen that. So for now, let's go and take on Lieutenant Surge for the third gym badge. Surge starts off by sending out Voltorb, and we're doing some more of that beautiful Magikarp switching. Shockwave hits Ivysaur, but it does nothing, so Ivysaur retaliates and one-shots. Next out is going to be Surge's Pikachu, and again, we one-shot with Ivysaur. Good job, Ivysaur. Next out is his ace, Raichu, and I go into Magikarp for more of that beautiful switch training, but it proves to be a bit annoying as you're about to see. After that annoying battle with Surge, just before Rock Tunnel, I decide to treat my Magikarp to a lovely rare candy, and it evolves into the almighty Gyarados. And what better way than to celebrate my new Gyarados? Well, by letting it slaughter everything in Rock Tunnel. Attaboy Gyarados, you're making Daddy proud. After escaping Rock Tunnel and making my way to Celadon City, I decide to head to the roof to the Celadon Mansion, where inside this room, I decide to swipe this Eevee. Downstairs, Granny gives me a nice tea. Thanks Granny, I appreciate this. Then I evolve Eevee straight away with no thought or concern. Meet Jolteon, the new MVP of my team. We then go to the Rocket Game corner to challenge Giovanni. Onix vs Gyarados? Pfft, easy. Water Pulse one-shots the Onix and the Rhyhorn. But sadly we get a Mega Punch to the face. Twice. So now it's time for the MVP Jolteon to come out and do some shocking. After 2 shockwaves, down goes the Kangaskhan. And just like that, the leader of Team Rocket has been beaten by a 10-year-old child. On my way to Saffron City, the security guard steals Grandma's tea she gave me. Well, I hope you choke on that tea, mister. I hope you choke real good. Still annoyed about the tea situation, I try to challenge Sabrina, but this grunt won't let me in. So I go to the budget gym next door. I then proceed to beat up the owner's Pokemon. First Hitmonlee, and then Hitmonchan. After defeating the leader, he decides that I am truly superior and he will give me a Pokemon. I decide to take Hitmonchan, because punch punch. I then decide to battle Erica, and the plan is simple. I'm going to put her Pokemon asleep with Ivysaur, and then Ice Punch them with Hitmonchan. After 2 Ice Punches, Victory Bell goes down. We put Tangela to sleep, and then Ice Punch again with Hitmonchan. Sadly though, she uses a full heal, so we're just going to go for Ice Punch. Down goes the Tangela. We put Vileplume to sleep. Ice Punch it once, Ice Punch it twice, but sadly it uses Giga Drain and kills Hitmonchan. So we send out Gyarados, and Gyarados, being full of rage, hits it once, hits it again, down goes that evil flower. Ivysaur then decides it's time to evolve, and evolves into a beautiful Venusaur. We then go and battle the rival in Lavender Tower. They send out Pidgeotto, and we take it down with a Shockwave. The Gyarados also falls in a Shockwave. Hitmonchan punches up the eggs, not once, but twice. Gyarados comes out to intimidate a Kadabra and bite it. After 2 bites, it goes down. Charmeleon next, and we go for Water Pulse, confusing the Charmeleon till it punches itself to death. Good job, Gyarados. Now we battle Koga. He starts off by sending out a Coffin, and we go for our Hitmonchan. We then proceed to use Ice Punch, thus freezing the Coffin, and all we do now is continue to punch the Coffin until it faints. Koga then decides to use a Hyper Potion. You're so annoying, Koga. Oh well, we keep punching. Finally, down goes the Coffin. For Muck, we're gonna put it to sleep and seed it. although Gyarados comes out to hit it with at least one Dragon Rage. The second Koffing goes down in a Thunderbolt, and Dragon Rage kills the Weezing. With that, we've defeated Koga. Rival 5 is also a massive joke. Pidgeot gets taken out with a Thunderbolt. As does Gyarados. Execute. Alakazam. And Charizard. You really need to train your Pokemon better, buddy. Your Pokemon kinda suck, and so do you. After he goes on about moving on up ahead and checking out how Pokemon evolve, and he's a genius, which he is not, we can then talk to this lovely NPC and get ourselves a Lapras. Now to take on Giovanni number 2. We send out Gyarados against his Nidorino. Surf is a crit, almost one shot, and the second Surf takes it down, no problem. Up next is Rhyhorn, and one Surf is all it takes to get rid of Rhyhorn. Gyarados, you're doing a great job. Out next is Kangaskhan, so I send in Venusaur. I go for Toxic, poisoning mother and child. Venusaur, you are such a bad influence. Followed up by a Leech Seed to sap even more health, but Kangaskhan gets a crit punch in my face. We then switch into Lapras, and I go to set up a Confuse Ray. Kangaskhan hits me in Rage, but is now confused. While we are slowly whittling away its health, we go for Body Slam. Body Slam hits, taking it down to red health, and the Toxic and Leech Seed finish it off. Out next is Nidoqueen. I go for Perish Song, because why not? And now we have 3 turns to live. I then switch out into Hitmonchan. It goes for Tail Whip, and I hit with an Ice Punch. Unfortunately, it gets a double kick on me first. Ice Punch does next to nothing, but there's 1 turn to live. Ice Punch hits again, I get poisoned, and down goes the Nidoqueen. That's the second time you've lost to a child, Giovanni. How does it feel? Next up is Blaine. Now there's not really much to say. We one-shot the Growlithe and the Ponyta. Rapidash goes down, and Arcanine takes a bit longer, but good old Jolteon gets the job done with a couple of Thunderbolts. With that, we defeat Blaine, getting our 7th badge. Move over, old man, the future is now. After that, we go and get some fossils revived. These are the last Pokemon I can get, but I highly doubt I will use them, as they're really low level. But yeah, we get a Kabuto and an Aerodactyl. Next on my list is Sabrina, and Gyarados takes down her Kadabra, her Mr. Mime, and Jolteon thunderbolts the Venomoth. Alakazam takes 2 Thunderbolts. And with that, we've defeated Sabrina. For the final time, we humiliate Giovanni by one-shotting his first 3 Pokemon. Rhyhorn number 1, Rhyhorn number 2, and Dugtrio. Nidoqueen unfortunately takes 2 hits. Oh well, some Pokemon be bulky, I guess. Finally out comes the Nidoking, who thrashes Gyarados, so we switch to Lapras. We hit a Perish Song, and now it's all just a waiting game. I even switch into Aerodactyl to try and get some cheeky XP. Bye bye Nidoking. We level up, and for the final time we have humiliated the leader of Team Rocket. The rival wants a warm up before the Pokemon League. Sure buddy, bring it on. I've whipped you so many times I've lost count. He sends out Pidgeot, and we two-shot with Jolteon. Thunderbolt, followed by a quick attack. Lapras surfs Rhyhorn. Hitmonchan beats some eggs. Jolteon thunderbolts his Alakazam. His Gyarados. And his Charizard. Good job Jolteon, I knew you was the real MVP of my team. Finally we've made it to the Elite Four, and after a lot of levelling up in Victory Road, we're ready to take on Laurelie. She starts off by sending out Dewgong. Good old Jolteon goes for a Thunder and misses. Another Thunder hits the overweight Seal. Next out is Cloyster, which is absolutely fine. We zap clams for breakfast. One Thunderbolt takes it down. Following Cloyster is Slowbro. We decide to go for Thunder and miss. It forgets what it's doing, and we hit with a second Thunder, taking it down to half health. It also forgets the pain that it just felt. Poor Slowbro, I feel sorry for you buddy. Another Thunder finally puts it out of its misery. Out next is her ace, Lapras. It's a big tank, but with one Thunder it is almost down. It decides to confuse me with Confuse Ray, and then gobble up some berries. I go for Thunderbolt, but miss and hurt myself in confusion. I hurt myself in confusion twice. Come on Jolteon. And we hit, and down goes the tank. Good boy Jolteon, puppy loves you. Her final Pokemon is a Jinx, and one Thunderbolt later it is down to half health, but it punches my Jolteon in the face. I then send out my Lapras, but she puts me to sleep with a lovely kiss. Rather annoying. And then she continues to punch my Pokemon. What is this woman? Stop punching my Pokemon. Lapras snoozes for a little bit, before finally waking up and using Perish Song. Jinx has 3 turns to live, so I decide to Body Slam. Jinx keeps punching me in the face, and this is getting very annoying. It puts me back to sleep and I take a little snooze. I then decide to switch out into Aerodactyl so that the Jinx can punch its last and now die on the swap-in. GG Laurelie. GG. Next up is Bruno, and we're gonna surf both the Onyxes. And electrocute the rest of his Pokemon. Well, that was easier than expected. Agatha was really easy. We take her whole team out with just Jolteon. Take a look. With Lance, we first electrocute the Gyarados, and the Aerodactyl, and then Ice Beam his dragons. 1, 2, 3. And now it's time to face the rival for the final time. Pidgeot goes down in a thunder. That bird is so predictable. Out next is Rhydon, so we switch into Gyarados. We hit it with an Ice Beam that does next to nothing. It misses Rock Tomb, and we take it out with a Surf. Nice. Alakazam is out next, and that's kinda scary, so we go back to the MVP. We then hit it with a Thunder, taking it down to just under half health. Thunderbolt finishes it off. Executor is also really scary, because I haven't got many Pokemon to counter it. I decide to go into Venusaur and set up a Toxic. Toxic hits, and I am so happy right now. I hope this tree rots. I then go to Earthquake to see how much that will do. Not a lot, and it puts me to sleep. Venusaur is snoozing away and it's throwing egg bombs at me. Not good. It wakes up and goes for Giga Drain to get some of that precious health back. It misses another egg bomb and the poison is slowly taking effect. But unfortunately, a critical hit egg bomb takes down Venusaur. I then switch into Jolteon, just as it dies, to the poison. Nice. I told you guys Jolteon's the real MVP. Out next is Gyarados, and Thunderbolt clearly one-shots. Followed by his ace, Charizard. We hit with Thunder, and that is game, set, and match. Jolteon, you are such a good boy. I love you. And with that, we have beaten Pokemon Fire Red with gifted Pokemon only. This challenge was actually quite difficult when it came to the Elite Four. That and I didn't buy enough healing items, but we got there in the end. And this is my team that I used. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.